Okay, hi guys, and before this video starts, I just like to deliver a quick message to everybody. So, if you didn't know, sorry, October is Domestic Violence Month, and we made a video about that. So make sure to stay tuned for the rest. If you would like to support the victims of domestic violence, one way you can do so is by making a donation to the Liberty House of Albany. You can help us bring awareness by using the hashtag Inthemiddle. And also make sure you check the description for all the links in there. So, hope you enjoy the video. Bye. Bye.
Hello, everybody. I guess we got an intro, but I have a special guest, and it's not who you think it is. This is Nikisha. She has on a little pink and purple, and I'm going out today with my purple mask on. So, welcome to Freedom Fridays. I am Dr. Nikisha Jackson, and I am one part of the Freedom Fridays. The other part is not here today because today I just want to share with you on a special topic. Since it's the month of October, I want to talk about domestic violence, domestic violence awareness. First of all, I was driving about a week or so ago, and I looked on the side of the road and I saw this little billboard for the Liberty House. And so it put me in a mindset of what I had experienced in the past and reminded me of how far I've come from that. And so it would be robbery for me not to bring awareness to domestic violence on my Freedom Fridays for this month. So thank you for joining. And let's see. I guess the intro probably started knowing my editor. You know how she do. So once again, I'm Dr. Nikisha Jackson, and I welcome you to Freedom Fridays. I invite you to like, share, comment, and subscribe. So Freedom Fridays has been conceived from me to be able to free up some of the things that's been holding me back in the past, to allow me to use my voice more, to speak out more against things, to allow other people to get the freedom that they need from anything that you're experiencing. Some of the things that I've been releasing, it's allowed me to release 66 pounds. So my original journey when I was talking to you guys started off, I was going to get to 252 pounds by July 15th. So I made it to 275 pounds. So because I made it to 275 pounds and I am not where I want to be, I have a new goal, and my new goal is 230 pounds. So thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope you get something from this. So once again, today I'm just going to be talking about domestic violence awareness. And so for me, this is a topic that's near to me. I struggled with what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it, but I have a little coach who tells me, just get out there and say it. She told me not to be too serious, which generally, if you know me, I'm real serious. And so, so here we go. So, what I just want to share that there's so many people that's walking around us on a daily basis that are struggling with situations that a lot of us, some of us know, some of us don't know, some of us suspect it, and some of us just don't know how to respond to it. And just because we don't address it doesn't mean it goes away. So my part of my story is not part of my story. My story is I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. My daughter is a survivor, and this little person, Nikisha, she's been this person that's on the inside of me that's been like telling me what to do, what to say, how to react, and how to survive. And so what it's done for me, I've allowed my voice sometimes to be so quiet till I don't know what's the right thing to say, going in protection mode. And if you are a person, I just want to say this, there are so many resources out there to help you. Some of us know it, some of us don't know it. Some of us are afraid to to reach out for help. But I will tell you, there are so many resources out there. The biggest thing that you can do for yourself if you're in a situation or you know someone is to talk about it, speak out about it. The less you say, the more power you give to the person that's doing the things to you. The more you say, you allow yourself to be free from what's going on. Safety is always going to be first. Be safe. Protect yourself. Protect your family. You are a loved person. You have meaning. You are supposed to be here. This situation doesn't define you. You can get over it. If I did it, you can do it too. And that's just what I want to say. So for me, the signs are sometimes they're subtle. Sometimes the signs are outward. And it also, it's so hard to say, like, how can you pick out the signs of what it is? So what I would do, one of the resources that I used when I was dealing with the situation that I was in, I end up getting some help. When I started speaking out about what I was dealing with, and I actually talked to more people, that's when so many resources opened for me. So this month, and for the rest of my Freedom Fridays, I want to bring awareness to Liberty House. So Liberty House is a place in Albany, Georgia. They serve domestic violence victims. And so Candace and I also talked about what hashtag that we want to use to bring awareness to it. And so she came up with a great idea, said hashtag in the middle of it. So what I want to say is there are so many people that's still in the middle of it, that while you're in the middle of it, there are still things you can do for yourself to make sure you're safe. And so I just want to share with you just some things about what a healthy relationship is. And this comes from the Liberty House of Albany, libertyhouseofalbany.com. So just know that you're not alone and there's help and support available. A healthy relationship is trust, hard work, commitment, asking for what you need, safety, encouragement, listening and support, sharing responsibilities, compromise, closeness. It's also recognizing and accepting differences, openness, empathy, respect, friendship, honesty, ignoring. Know that verbal abuse is also abuse, and this comes directly from the libertyhouseofalbany.com. So what a healthy relationship is not jealousy, is not possessiveness, obsession, threatening, cruelty, violence, blaming, belittling, inequality, control, dependency, giving up yourself or your friends, intimidation, withholding of affection, fear, proving yourself, manipulation, expecting all of your needs to be met by a partner. So, like I said, once again, it said, does your boyfriend, girlfriend, / significant other look at you or act in ways that scare you? They act jealous or possessive, put you down or criticize you, try to control where you go, what you wear, what you do, text or IM you excessively, blame you for the hurtful things they say or do, threaten to kill or hurt you or themselves if you leave them, try to stop you from seeing and talking to family and friends, try to force you to have sex before you're ready. Do they hit, slap, punch, or kick you? If you said yes to even one of them, you may be in an abusive relationship. Call someone if you need to talk. They're here 24 hours, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. The number I'm going to give to you is 229-439-7065. The toll-free number is 800-335-2836. No, 800-334-2836. So this is longer, and it's longer because it's so important. Like I'm telling you, you can't always look at someone and tell what they're going through, but sometimes you can look at people and tell they're going through stuff. And a lot of times people that's dealing with this stuff, they're so in their head, they're embarrassed, they are afraid. Embarrassment and being afraid are two of the biggest things that I would say for me was on my list. You're embarrassed that, hey, I'm this person, that I look a certain way. And I'm not talking about look appearance. I'm talking about look in terms of what you perceive your stature is, what everybody else say. You're so smart, you're so this, and you're thinking, how can I be all these things that people say and still be in this situation? So you're embarrassed sometimes because You don't want people to think different of you sometimes, and you don't want people to think that you're so helpless and you're hopeless. And deep down, that's how you really feel. And the other part about it is you're afraid. You're afraid of what's going to happen to you. You're sometimes afraid of what's going to happen to your loved ones. Heck, sometimes you're even afraid of what's going to happen to the person that's doing it to you. And so you feel like you're protecting them. And in essence, what you're doing is really selling yourself short. You're silencing yourself. You're not giving yourself a voice. You're not giving yourself a chance to heal. Matter of fact, that person that's doing those things need help themselves. But the first person that should be your priority is you. When you are not your top priority, everything around you can fall apart. And that's what was going on with me. I wasn't my top priority. I thought I was holding it together. I thought I was managing everything so well together. But it showed up, like, it didn't necessarily show up on my job, but it showed up in how I looked to myself. It showed up on my commitments. It showed up with me being disconnected from friendships. And it just showed up in not taking care of some of my financial responsibilities. It showed up in so many different ways in my life that I was headed on a path of destruction. And so once I start talking out about my experience, let me tell you, it is not about the person that's doing these acts. It's about the person that's experiencing it. Your first priority should not be that other person. Your first priority should be yourself. And if you have children, know that if you're okay, your children are okay. If you're not okay, your children won't be okay. There are so many instances where kids have been used in situations to be manipulated. And if you listen to those list of items that I talked about, that I shared, you got to make sure that, and that's not an exhaustive list. That's just a list like of some things that can be so subtle that sometimes if you don't pay attention to it, you can miss it. Sometimes you can feel like, hey, this person was protecting me and I feel like I got to protect them. Hey, why are you protecting them when they're not protecting you? So I'm a survivor of domestic violence. And I just want to say that being in that situation, I was a victim while I was in it. But because I got out of it, I'm a survivor. And I want to encourage anyone that's in a situation, know that there's no amount of money. There's no amount of anything that's worth more than your freedom, your peace. We that's been in those situations, we become a prisoner of our own mind. And the reason why I brought Nikisha in, because this little one, she's just a representation of the Nikisha on the inside of me. She's that person that taught me to be silent, but taught me to move in silence also. And so moving in silence allowed me to find my strength. And so a lot of times I dealt with avoidance. Sometimes now still I deal with avoidance. That being Nikisha telling me I don't have to deal with it. But when I don't deal with it, one of the things that my coach loves to tell us, what you resist persists. So when I don't deal with the things that are bothering me, it still shows up. It doesn't go away. So I'm saying a lot, hopefully is connecting with you. If you know someone that's in a situation that's abusive and you're not saying anything to them, say something to someone else. You can call 911, call somebody, talk to someone, because you could be saving more than one life. You can be saving multiple lives. There was a situation that I heard about recently. There were some people on a bus, SEPTA bus, in Philly, and they literally sat up there and watched this woman get raped on the bus, and people took out their phones and recorded it. And it was a homeless man that raped the woman. To me, it doesn't matter whether it's homeless, whether it's someone that you're close to, whether it's someone is getting hurt. Why would someone sit up there and not even, like, they didn't step in, but they didn't even call 911 according to what the reports say. So I'm not 100% certain whether it's true, but everything that's coming out saying it didn't happen. So like if you're witnessing someone being beat, someone being belittled, like the way that other person has the power is because everyone acts like it doesn't exist. They act like it's okay. And the person that's in the situation sometimes has a feeling of that they're not worthy. And when you feel like you're not worthy, you don't believe that you can get anything more than what you have. You're afraid of being by yourself. You are just afraid of just living life and being free to live your life, free to speak your mind, free to go out and do things that you want to do, even if it's something that ends up being a mistake, because a lot of us learn from mistakes, even in relationships that didn't necessarily work out. All relationships that doesn't work out are not violent, or relationships like that. It's just sometimes people are just not good together. So when you are in a relationship that you're not good in with someone else, just know that those relationships are things that's to help you grow, to help you find out who you are, to know that there's more to you than just one thing that you thought it was. You're a multidimensional person. Some of the things that helped me while I was dealing with the stuff that I dealt with when I was silent, I prayed. I talked to some close people, not always about the specifics of what were going on, but I kept my faith that that I believed that I wasn't going to stay in that situation forever. I thought the person would change. I thought the different people would change. And what I didn't realize was it wasn't about them. It was always about me. It was about me showing up in the best version of myself. And so when you show up as the best version of yourself, you want and you demand more for yourself. What we experience helps shape and mold us to be the people that we are. It shows how we're going to show up in society. And it's not okay to suffer in silence. It's not. And no, you don't have to always go out and wear it as that's your billboard. But you can also go out and wear it as your badge of honor, that that's something that you survived. It's not about calling other people and said they did this to me. It's about saying, hey, these are the things that I overcome. And if I did it, you can do it too. Spent nights of being talked down to, or days of being talked down to, sometimes being afraid of speaking my mind. Because sometimes speaking my mind would create a situation where the person that I was involved with didn't want to hear what I had to say. And so they use sometimes intimidation tactics, sometimes belittling tactics, just different things that just different things that you deal with and that you go through, that they want you to feel like you're not good enough to talk about it. They want you to feel that like they're taking your power away. And when they take your power away, that's when you become a victim. That's when you stay a victim. But when you stand up for yourself, speak your mind. And if you are afraid, listen, my last Freedom Friday talked about it's okay to feel how you feel. You have to make sure you create a plan that's called a safe plan. That was the thing that I learned. You create a safe plan. You know who you can talk to, who's the safe people that you can talk to. Someone needs to know what you're dealing with. And if you ever had to leave a situation, you need to know how you can get out of it. That's the most important thing is your safety. Your safety is of the utmost importance. If this other person that's doing things, that's perpetrating the situation, does these things, they need help. But that's not your job to give them help. That's their job to say that they need help. It's your job to be safe. It's your job to take care of yourself. So I just want to thank everyone for tuning in and just listening to part of my story. And I do want to invite you to donate to the Liberty House of Georgia, of Albany. And you can use the hashtag in the middle of it, because there are some people that's in the middle of it right now that need help, that don't know how to get help. They don't know who to talk to. And there are so many different resources out there that people never knew existed and still don't know existed. Just a small donation of $5 can just help someone have an emergency shelter for the night. And you can set up donations on a reoccurring basis. So I have my purple for domestic violence awareness, and I am a survivor. And if there is anyone that's dealing with these situations, if you want to talk to me about it, just know that there are people out there that can help you. And don't suffer in silence. Silence is what gets you to stay where you are. But when you speak out about it, make sure you know where you can speak. But you can start on an anonymous line. But the more you talk about it, the more you realize that that situation that you're in is not okay. So that's all I wanted to share. So I hope you enjoy this. And just remember, you're not alone. And we love you. So y'all have a great day. Bye.